To provide enhanced user access security, SnapEval supports Multi-Factor Authentication, MFA, also known as Two-Factor Authentication, TFA. In addition to providing their email address and password, SnapEval's Multi-Factor Authentication requires a user to enter a unique one-time code, also known as a token, provided by an authentication application to access their SnapEval account. Organization administrators can enable and manage this feature by clicking on the Manage Company Multi-Factor Authentication Settings link on the Manage Users page. To enable multi-factor authentication, check the Enable MFA for All Employees checkbox and then click the Submit button. The checkbox now retains the check indicating that MFA is enabled. The table lists all users enrolled in the SnapEval instance. For each user, the second column from the right indicates whether the user is currently enrolled in MFA, which is a self-service process. When a user is enrolled, the MFA status will be Enrolled. When a user is enrolled, the column furthest to the right will also display a Click here to reset User MFA link that enables the organization administrator to disable two-factor authentication for that user. This link enables the organization administrator to disable the requirement for the user to enter their one-time code to access their account. It is used if a user loses access to their authentication application with the user's unique account, such as when a user loses their smartphone. When TFA is disabled for a user, the MFA status for that user will revert to Not Enrolled. To encourage all users to enroll in TFA, the organization administrator may want to display a notification to all users using SnapEval's Dashboard Messages feature. To do this, click on the Create New Message link. Then, click on the All Users checkbox. The dashboard message could be along the lines of, Our organization's security policy requires all users to utilize two-factor authentication to access their SnapEval account. Two-factor authentication enrollment is a self-service process that can be initiated by clicking on the security link on your MyInfo page. By clicking on the Persistent Message checkbox before clicking the Create Message button, the message will be displayed each time a user logs into their SnapEval account. If the Persistent Message checkbox isn't checked, the message will only be displayed the first time that the user logs into their account. A second way to notify all users about the requirement for two-factor authentication is to use SnapEval's Send Instant Notifications feature. Start by clicking on the Send Instant Notifications link in the navigation menu. Then select the audience to target with this message. Select an icon for the message and add a short text message such as, Please remember to enroll in two-factor authentication for your SnapEval account. A link to the video that shows users how to enroll and use TFA for their account could also be included. This message will be delivered to all targeted recipients by email and also as a push notification message to users that have the SnapEval mobile app installed on their smartphone. Organization administrators can then monitor user compliance for TFA using the Manage Organization MFA table. When an organization administrator enables multi-factor authentication, MFA, also known as two-factor authentication, TFA for the organization, a new security link is displayed in each user's MyInfo page. To enroll in TFA, the user clicks on the security link, followed by the Setup Application link. The user is then prompted to enter their password. When the password is submitted, a TFA setup page is presented. The user can then select from a number of authentication applications. Authy is a very popular application for both iPhone and Android devices. When the application is downloaded and installed on a user's smartphone, they will create an account. The user can either enter the setup code manually or scan the QR code with the phone's camera to configure the account. They can also search for the SnapEval icon to be displayed with their account. When the new account is configured, the app displays a code that the user then enters into the application verification code field on the page. When the code is entered, the user clicks the Verify and Save button. Then, if this is the user's dedicated computer or smartphone, leave the Trust this browser checkbox checked and click the Save button. The user will be presented with the recovery codes that they can use to log into SnapEval if they don't have access to their authentication application. The TFA enrollment process is completed, and the user can now use it to log into their SnapEval account in the SnapEval mobile app and web portal. With two-factor authentication enrollment complete for the user, the process for the user to log into their SnapEval account now includes an extra step for added security. The user logs in as usual with their email address and the password they've created. If the user is logging in using a browser or the SnapEval mobile app that hasn't been authenticated using TFA in the past 30 days, the user is presented with a screen to enter their application verification code. The application verification code is a unique, one-time code, also known as a token, provided by an authentication application to access their SnapEval account. The user opens the authentication application on their smartphone and makes sure that the correct account is selected for SnapEval. The application verification code is displayed, and the user can enter it into the application verification code field in their browser or the SnapEval mobile app. If this is the user's dedicated computer or smartphone, they may want to check the Remember this browser for 1 month checkbox so they won't be prompted for an application verification code for the next 30 days when using this browser or the SnapEval mobile app. As a last step, the user clicks the Verify button to complete the login process.